Good morning, this is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me for a quick Final Fantasy XIV patch video. Today is August 23rd and patch 3.38 went live this morning. It is a small patch, but it includes changes that will be of some interest to players with multiple max level jobs as well as to more casual players. The Illuminati Deep Gob Dip can now be purchased for 1 Mahaki Farthing and 1 Mahaki Penny. The Gob Dip is the weapon upgrade item, which will take Eikonic weapons up from item level 230 to item level 240. For a quick recap, you will earn a Mahaki Farthing each time you complete the Void Arc, and you will earn 1 Mahaki Penny the first time you clear the Weeping City each week. They can be traded to Bertana. That's this one here on the end with the blue hair. In Idleshire under the heading Wondrous Sundries 1. Right here. You trade that for the Illuminati Deep Gob Dip, and then you take the Gob Dip to Sika to exchange for your weapon. She's way the hell over here, so I'm going to just quickly make that run. There she is, standing next to the goblin. Improving Eikonic gear. Choose your appropriate weapon type. Monk, there we go. Trade in the item itself and the Gob Dip. If you don't have an Eikonic weapon, you can purchase that from Bertana. Now I gotta run all the way back over here. They couldn't have put these two vendors next to each other. Would have made this much easier. Alright. This is under Wondrous Sundries 3. And it costs 10 Rowena's Tokens of Lore and 1 High Capacity Tombstone. The Tokens of Lore can be purchased from Hismana, who's in the middle, under the heading Alaganton Stones of Lore for DOW or DOM. Zerasterix, Lore. They are under the Others tab. Here we go, 100 apiece, so you'll need 1,000 lore total to make this purchase. The High Capacity Tombstone can be purchased from Sabina, who is here on the far left. And that is under the Purchase Median items, and then under any of the Median part exchange options. At the bottom of the list, the High Capacity Tombstone. Here is another patch update. These now cost 4 Median gears. These used to cost 7. Additionally, the weekly limitation on this drop has been eliminated, so you will earn a Median gear each time you clear Alexander Burden of the Sun. That used to be once a week. Now you can get them as many times as you want. So you can farm that out. Whew, I forgot how complicated all that was. Alright, as long as you're still with me, let's move on to the other major update of the patch. And I'm just going to wander up here and get a good shot. I'm not going to actually look too much at the vendors, I think. Oh, let's get the sun rising. Alright, it's actually behind the building. Alright, dancing lady. No, too sensationalistic. Let's go back. We're going back to the vendors. That's what we're doing. Alright. The other major patch update is a nerf to the second stage of the Anima questline, and this is long overdue. The cost of the unidentifiable bones, shells, ore, and seeds has been reduced in all currencies, and I'll get to that in just a second. But, more importantly, all 4 items are now able to be purchased for either esoterics, law, or poetics. And I'll bring those up. You can get those on Hismana. Esoterics, other. There they are all at the top. And you're probably noticing the price reduction already, but I'll cover that in 1 second. And then you can also go down to law, other. And right there. Additionally, if we were to teleport to Mordona, we could also access the vendor there and purchase them for poetics at the same cost. So they've been reduced from 680 down to 300 per. So that's an incredible reduction, and it gets even better, but I'm going to go over the other currencies real fast. The allied seals cost for bones and seeds has been reduced from 1,000 to 300. I'm pretty sure if and I'd have to do a little bit more research. I apologize that I didn't do it ahead of time. I believe allied seals are earned by doing hunts. I believe that's correct. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's hunts, and you can still only buy the 2 different types of items. Probably not the most effective way at this point, but if you happen to have allied seals, well, there you go. Precision Gordidian items can be exchanged at a rate of 3 to 1 now. That's done at Sabina under purchase Gordidian items, and then Precision Gordidian part exchange. They're here, and you get a different part from each of the wings of Alexander, of the first 4 floors, and now it's a 3 to 1. It used to be 10 to 1, so that's a pretty strong reduction as well. The amount of Beast Tribe currency has been reduced. It used to be 13 per item, and I'm not going to teleport out to each of the Beast Tribe vendors, so you just have to take my word on this, but it's been reduced from 13 to 3, which means you can buy 1 item a day by doing the 3 Beast Tribe quests that give rewards. That is only the level 50 Beast Tribes. The level 60 Beast Tribes, which would be the Vanu Vanu and the Nath, theirs has been reduced from 18 to 6, so it still takes 2 days to buy 1 item from the Vanu Vanu or the Nath, and that's because you can buy any item from them. I don't know that that's necessarily a great exchange. I guess I'd rather, you need the same amount of items of all 4 types, so you might, if you have the old Beast Tribes active, they're the most efficient way to get those 1 a day, but you have to spend all your points, so I don't know. The Moogles appear unaffected. I didn't teleport out to verify on the vendor, but it was listed in the patch notes as only being the Vanu Vanu and the Nath that got reductions. And that could be because you can earn so many tokens from doing Moogle quests, and you get more important stuff to buy from the Moogles anyway. You can buy a crafting item. I don't know if that's still selling, but okay. Additionally, there were crafted components that went into this. They no longer require a high-quality version to make the exchange. Additionally, the crafted items can now be purchased from your Grand Company for 5,000 Grand Company seals each. You will require 4 of each item, so that's 20,000 Grand Company seals for each one. You'll need 4 different 4 items, so that's 16 items total, which would be 80,000 Grand Company seals. So if you're going the Grand Company seal route, it's going to be fairly expensive, but since high quality is no longer required, it's probably pretty easy to buy these off the haul. They're probably dirt cheap, but you'll have to look into it. The items in question are the Adamantite Francesca, the Titanium Alloy Mirror, the Dispelling Arrow, and the King Cake. I forget what all goes into these things. I know they were higher level crafts and they were a pain in the butt to high quality originally. Probably not the case anymore. I don't know if acquiring the materials is still time consuming. That will largely affect the price on the haul, but I'm guessing they're going to be pretty cheap. The final quest items themselves, and I'm not going to teleport out to Mordona to get this for you, sorry. They cost less. Where did I lost my place in my notes. Where did my notes go? The final quest, there we go. The items, as just mentioned, you still require 4 of those, but instead of high quality, you can turn in normal ones. But also, the unidentifiable items, it used to require 20, now it only requires 10. So in addition to all the items being incredibly reduced in cost for each individual purchase, you now need half as many of them. So if you didn't think the reductions were enough, well, they're twice as effective as they were. So, all in all, this stage of the Relic Weapon has been radically reduced and should now be accessible to more casual players, as well as opening it up to players who maybe wanted to pick up a relic for a class that they don't play that much, or that they, just kind of entertained the idea of, I would definitely do this now for my Machinist, even though I am on record as really not liking Machinist. I still love the style of Machinist, and I would love to have that weapon. So, I will probably do this for my Machinist, now that it's not so terrible to do this grind. This also kind of, the way that they've moved the costs around, means that you can save up your law to buy stuff for maybe the later stages of the relic weapon while you're completing the first stage, or the second stage, I guess this technically is. But the second stage is now so easy that you'll probably blow through it in a weekend, if you really want to get it done. So, I don't know, I'm happy with these changes. I think it's the right time for it. We're, according to the announcements at Gamescom, we're about a month out from patch 4.4. Am I right on that? Is it 2 months? They did say the end of September, right? Which is right before right before FanFest in October. So, I mean, it needed to get out. This patch needed to get out. I haven't been keeping up with Final Fantasy news, so I gotta do some digging. I don't even know what's coming in 4.4. And I'm kind of excited to find out. And when I do find out, like, if it's from the Gamescom stuff, I'm not going to cover that. Like, I'll look at other people's coverage. Probably not the best thing to say on your own channel, but seek that out. Any new upcoming stuff, I will cover. And, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm doing coverage. I have free time again. I'm going to do coverage for the foreseeable future. There will be a channel update later on today, and if you want to watch that and keep up, great. This is kind of going off the rails. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in, and throw your comments down below if you have any thoughts on whether you'd like this, where you think it's unfair to people who put in the hard work. Go ahead and let me know down below what your feelings are. As I said, I'm pro easing things up, bringing players back in, getting people active. So hopefully that's the effect this has. Yeah, off the rails, off script. I apologize that this kind of went south, but thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.